And then go ahead with your eyes still closed. Will you just start moving in your seat? Leave your feet still. And notice where you're at today. Now, some of you have already been down, riding bike, walking, doing some movement. Okay, we need the movement. But I'd like you today to really practice moving with the breath. Even when we do some repetitive movements, we're going to move with the breath. Go ahead and start rolling through the shoulders. They go forward, they go up, they go back, and they come down. And just make them big and find your breath wherever that needs to be. Finding the range of motion. How far back can you go? How far down can your shoulder blades go? How far forward can the shoulders reach? How far up towards the ear? What's your range of motion? So I have a dear friend that used to come to yoga all the time. They've moved. But he had had an injury that had injured his back. And he came to yoga for the first time, and he said he'd just been to the doctor, and the doctor said that, gosh, you're about an inch shorter. And the back compression of the spine and the injury had shortened him. Okay, age, gravity is going to do the same bit. I don't know if you've had that happen, but you just try to stretch up and reach, and you just can't get quite as much length. So while we are breathing, we're also going to find the breath. Today, we're going to really focus on lengthening the spine. So the best way to do that, seated, is to push into your sit bones. Go ahead and you can rock on your blanket and find those bony protrusions, and then push down with them. You're going to feel them. In fact, take and grab your chair and pull on the chair and push down with your sit bones. Now, as you do that, you will feel your spine, and especially probably more low back, mid back, because that's where we have our most flexibility, right? So just push down. And then notice that you can do that with just your sit bones and have your feet be relaxed. But now add your feet. So you're pushing into your feet, and they're pushing down as much as you're pushing the sit bones down. Okay, that feels a little awkward. You can engage your muscles of your legs, and then see if you can reach your spine up. You can release the hands. I actually love putting them on my thighs and almost locking my elbows and really pushing down and lengthening. The side body is going to get long. The armpits are going to lift. I'm going to let my shoulders come up by my ears. I'm finding all that range of motion. Okay? I'm trying to find maximum length in my spine, and then take a couple of really deep breaths. And then keeping the body just as long as it is, let the shoulders roll down. They're going to pull down on the back and kind of go wide as the shoulder blades just depress. They move down, but you're going to stay tall. You're still pushing down. You still feel your feet. Take another couple of breaths and notice if it's any different. Okay, there's one other thing you want to do pretty much on a regular basis. You don't have to do it 100% of the time. But throughout the day, what if you went long and then you tightened the waistline? Just feel it hug. That's that corset feel. You're also going to feel as if the corset strings, somebody's pulling them back. You'll feel yourself pull back on the chair. You might feel yourself root down a little more in the sit bones. When I pull back there, I feel my heels root down even a little bit more. Find that engagement, and then I'd like you to just tighten everything. Squeeze it and hug it together towards the midline. And then release it all and relax. Okay, so taking the body and really finding length. We're going to work on that in everything we do. in any kind of movement, like if we're doing consistent movement, the tendency is as soon as this starts to burn, we kind of go like this because it feels, oh yeah, we're going to try to kind of keep that. I remember when I first started sitting in meditation, right here would just ache. I'd maybe 10 minutes and it's like, oh, I gotta scrunch again before I come back up, okay? I don't anymore, and I love that, okay? So, here we go, grab your strap. So questions about that length of the spine, you all felt that, I all saw you do it, okay? Yeah, use your shoulders to get it long. We're just trying to lengthen that side body as long as we can, and then we want the shoulders to go around the back, and they're just like sliding on the back, but this is all staying long, okay? Grab.
I'm close to 2 inches shorter.
You are, okay? That's what happens.
That's what you said.
Yep, just what you said. Anyway, after a year and a half of yoga, he came after and gone to the doctor, and he's like, I'm back to my regular height. Now, he was just in his 30s when it happened. So.
I'm not.
You got to be 30 still? I thought you were 39.
39 and holding, come on. Okay, they're going to stay here. Now, we're going to do about 5 different things trying to access all of the muscles in our shoulder. Okay, so the first one, we're going to hold your right hand steady. You can grab, you don't need to grip, but you're holding on to it, okay? This one is just gonna go, and look, I'm just at shoulder height, okay? Go ahead and relax, because I know your spine. Go ahead and round, and then come back in, root down, root heels, up, down, and around, back up, okay? Elbows are bent a little bit. You're just gonna pull here and back in, pull here and back in. This one might move a little bit, but you're trying to kind of isolate just the one. Yes, I saw you bend your elbow down. That's a great way to just kind of hold. Breathe and back in, breathe and back in. So I'm not pulling both of them, right? I'm just pulling one. This is working. It will work the front side of the deltoid, a little bit on the top. You probably feel it a little in the chest, okay? If you're squeezing your shoulder blade on the back, you might feel it on the back a little bit. Go ahead and hold. We're not going to do a ton of them. Now you're going to lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and release and stretch. Little burn to the shoulders. Yeah. Okay. Find that. Roll through that. Go ahead and find the spine rolling too. Okay, those little muscles, we want them pulling away from gravity. Okay, we want that, but we want to do it in a manner, right, that is going to help us versus hinder us. Okay, go ahead and let's take a twist. Hand here, shoulder on the back, just revolve. Okay. Go ahead and go long with your body again. Let the shoulders come up. They're going to come around onto the back. Lengthen, tighten. All of those things are still here. Sit bones down, feet pushing down. So we always want to root to rise. And then come all the way back. Go ahead and roll and round. And then twist the other way. Shoulder on the back. Hand here, root. Lengthen. Shoulders up, they pull back and around, and then I feel it tightening on the waist. So when we do this and have this corset action, it actually gives our shoulder blades something to kind of push down against. I don't know if you feel this. When I pull my shoulder blades down, my ribs want to pull forward, but I'm tightening them back so that they can't. Okay, giving myself a little bit, and then release. And again, roll through the spine. Let's do a side bend and another side bend. So you're finding just this action. Go ahead and round. Put your forearms on your thigh. Tighten. Tuck your chin. Push and just pull back with the spine. Finding the stretch in the low back, in the lower part of the mid-back. And then come all the way back up. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing, same arm. Come out, lengthen, come, we're not doing the same exercise, we're doing the same arm, is what I meant to say. Okay, you're gonna pull it out. Okay, we've gone up. You're now going to take the strap, go ahead and turn your wrist all the way up and over. So now my palm's up and the strap is wrapped around my hand, yes? So I've come from here and I've just wrapped it and palm up, okay? It's a total different exercise, still is tight. Now my thumb is pulling wide and up and down and back and wide and up and sometimes and back. I feel it more in my supporting arm than I do in this arm, right? We're only doing 5 of each of these. This is 4 and back and out and up and down and release. Okay, so that's working it this way. It's a total different set of muscles, although it feels a little bit of the same on the top of that shoulder. Okay, just roll through that shoulder, maximum range of motion. Okay, we're going to get into the back. I'm going to turn around and show you, and then we'll do this. Okay. Yes, I know I used to lift my leg up over that chair and just flip it up. Yeah, I'm not doing that. So now you're going to be going this way. This hand, if you want, can hold the chair. Okay. So I'm squeezing my shoulders on the back. I'm lifting my elbow, but I don't want to lift my shoulder. I still want to find all that length, pull the shoulders back, hold this, okay? And I'm going to stretch, and then I'm going to pull back, squeezing the shoulder blades, and come back. Pull back, squeezing the shoulder blades, and come back. Give that a try. Let's try it this way, okay? So you're over here. Okay, you're holding onto just the strap, okay? Your elbows bent. Lengthen the body, find all of that, because we don't want it like this that we're working it, right? We want it down, okay? Go ahead and pull back, squeeze the shoulder blades together and back. You're still going to feel the work happening, lengthening on the front side of that shoulder. Try to get your elbow as high as your shoulder. Yeah, and back. And pull and squeeze and back. So I'm trying to pinch my shoulder blades together and back. Now the last one is going to be holding, okay? And I'd like you to just kind of pulse the elbows towards each other behind you. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Elbows trying to stay up. Pulse. 3. There. Oops, that's 4. There's the last one. And release. Roll through that shoulder. Go ahead and turn. Take the ear towards the shoulder, finding the stretch. Remember, we don't ever push and pull the head, but we can do this and push the head into the hand. You'll feel a little bit more. Turn the chin towards the floor. Okay, the hand can move to the back. The head is pushing up into the hand. Breathe. Try to sit up tall and release. Let's do our breathing this way. Inhale. Exhale all the way back. Inhale all the way over. Exhale all the way back. Inhale all the way over. Exhale all the way back. Inhale all the way over. Exhale, hold. Inhale here. Exhale all the way the other direction. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. One more. Exhale. And inhale. Okay, so still on the same arm. We okay?
Oh my goodness, okay.
We okay? Okay, this one we've done
For now,
before.
tomorrow we make
Yeah. Okay, this one shouldn't be so much. Okay, so it's going to be your right leg that it's on, and you can make this side a little longer. So the side we're pulling can be a little longer if you need it. Okay, and you really are grabbing this right at just above the knee. Does that make sense? Palm is going to face out. okay? We're gonna do some biceps. We're gonna move it here, here for 5, right? And then hold, and then just bring it back. So we'll just do that. So you've got, this is too much of a loop, right? But you don't want it pulled yet. So it's just like it's straight up. Palm faces up, you can grab it. This one can stay here. You can go onto your knee, you know, someplace where you can find just a little bit of stability. Okay, here we go. Tricep, it's gonna come all the way up. It's gonna come back down. We're gonna move slightly. We've got 5 of them to get to the outside and back down. You never let it come all the way. It's always a little bit engaged. 1 more, up and back. It's gonna go over across your knee, up and back and hold and down. Let's do 1 more, up, beautifully done, and release, and roll through. Now that one, I don't think, did you feel as much? Okay, good. We use our tricep, or we use our biceps. Okay, so that's not, we just have forgotten that shoulders. There's 1 more on this side, okay? Foot lifts up. I'm trying to remember the best way. I want you to come under your leg and hold it here. Okay. We're going to go back. Actually, do you know what? I lied. I think it's going to be better to come around behind you because we are still working the back side. So in this deltoid muscle that makes up your shoulder, we have an anterior muscle, we have a medial muscle, and we have a posterior muscle. Guess which one's the weakest? Yeah, the back one. That's what we're doing here, okay? So this one is just anchored, okay? In fact, you can bring it down if you want. Just watch. In fact, if you want, you can kind of wrap it around here and then it won't get on your arm if that's too intense. You are gonna, on this one, come as tight as you can to your shoulder, okay? It's not pulled yet, but you're just gonna come as tight as you can. Hand is gonna go here. You're gonna take your arm out, elbow's gonna bend. We've already been here. The elbow's as high as your shoulder. Lengthen up the body, pull the shoulder down the back, but keep the elbow there, okay? And then you are going to, this arm is going to go this way. And you're twisting and come back. Squeezing the shoulders together, twist, come back. Go ahead and the arm moves, but so does my body. And the arm moves, and so does my body. And the arm moves, and so does my body. And then we're holding, there's number 5, okay? And now you're squeezing together, not up, but together with the shoulder blades, trying to pull this up, keeping the elbow high, getting into that back, underneath that scapula. Hard place to get, okay? Pulling, release, just find that, and hold, and release. You feel that on the back? And then just roll through those shoulders. Lift your arms, hey, so I feel like when you can totally just do this, but I feel like a better move is here. It moves deeper into the rib cage, okay? It also kind of releases the shoulder. When we go up high, this whole deltoid muscle has to work. When we're here, it's still working, but it's an easier. It's not a strain. So if you ever feel strain right here, so many people, okay? Now go forward and start rounding. So you're just kind of finding range of motion. Go as far down towards your head to the floor as you can. You might start to feel this in your low back. And then hold, hands just towards the floor. They may touch, they don't have to. Tuck your chin, shake your head no, nod it yes. Hands are gonna come onto the thighs, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round it back down. As close as your head can get to the floor, you can come in between the legs. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Last 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Stretching out the low back, the mid back. Inhale. And exhale. And then come all the way out. Just roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Just move. How do we feel? Better? Yeah. Can you feel how this left shoulder is kind of going, oh, this feels so good. Do you know what this one's saying? Can you feel it saying, it's my turn? Take a side bend. Reach it up. Hand behind the head, reach the elbow. Push head into hand. Find that stretch. Now go ahead and start to lift that right hip up, right? And then pull and root it back down. Get a little deeper stretch. And then come up. We're going to do the other side. Up and over. Hand behind the head. Elbows go head and hand. They're pulling into each other. Left hip lifts, right? You just kind of lean and lift that hip, and then you're pulling it back down. There's that maximum stretch, and then back to center. Yeah. Okay. All right, second side. Here we go. Hands, okay, they're about here. This one's going to stay. Go ahead and find the length in the body. Shoulders up. They pull around, they pull down, and everything here tightens. The more that you use this, the more this works and gets stronger. The more we do this, we can pull back, but the more I round, there's no strength happening back there. So we want that up. So if you've got low back issues, often it's not getting worked. And then when we work it, it aches because it's not used to it, okay? So we're just trying to try it. Bend this elbow. This is my thing, okay? Here we go. We're gonna go out and back in, and out and back in. Breathing, moving slowly. This is number 5, and we'll hold, and we're gonna lift up. 1, 2. Notice this is your right arm. Most of you are right-handed, aren't you? Yeah, you're going to find that your left, you might find this one aches more. The rest of us will kind of go, ah. Oh, stop. Sorry, we did a little extra on that. Hold that one. Elbow up. Okay, pull back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Back out. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Back out. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Back out. Squeeze. This is 4 or 3. I think this is 4. Sometimes my counting gets off. And here's 5, and hold, just squeeze it together and release, roll through. So, more intense than the other side. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
We think we're symmetrical. Oh, we so aren't. Find this. Just let the strap go. Okay, so you'll notice we're doing mobility at the same time we're kind of strengthening. Come forward. Oh, find that reach. Okay, beautifully done. Come back in with the strap. This time, this is staying. Palm, okay, you're gonna turn it up and still thumb out. Yeah, so the strap is across the palm. Here you go. To the thumb, out and back in. To me, this one's one of the hardest ones. And back in. Take it out. Try not to break the wrist, right? Like this or like this. Try to hold it still. Out and back up. It'll also strengthen your wrist. Out and back up. You got one more. Out and hold. Yeah, breathe. Maybe some little hitchhiker moves. Woo! And release. Roll through that again. Oh, yeah. Find some range of motion. Beautifully done. Let's do just a little twisting. Twist over to this other side. Ooh, lengthen. Do you feel how when this starts to burn, you start to work harder here, or you feel it kind of cave? It's very natural. Okay, and then come back over. Doing this with just in the best possible way for our bodies, and come back. Beautifully done. Do a side bend. And back up and a side bend. We will get to our legs a little bit and come back. Beautifully done. Okay, we've got this one down on our foot for our tricep. Okay, make this strap if you need to a little longer. You might not need it. And you're coming to about here with no, okay, and then this one is going to come up and just hold onto there. Okay, we're going to do the tricep, and you might find this is really easy. You might find it's not. Try not to do the wrist thingy. okay? Make it firm and hold it. And then here we come, tricep up and back down. Go ahead and move it up and back down. Never letting it all the way go, keeping a little bit of engagement. Up and back down. We're gonna move across and back down, and then across and back down. We have one more. Up and hold, okay? Find that. You can feel that engagement. See if you can pull the shoulders on the back, find some length in your body, and gently release. Roll through that shoulder. Beautifully done, okay? We're also gonna do, we didn't do the twist here, we did the twist like this, okay? So let go of that and just let it come, so it's on your foot, but your thigh, okay? Grab hold, you're gonna pull it out, palm's gonna face up, and you're gonna twist, okay? So holding this steady, find, so you kind of want it to be like right here, okay? And then you're just gonna twist and back in, twist and back in. See if you can squeeze the shoulder blades. The minute you squeeze the shoulder blades, you'll find less work here on the front of the shoulder, and you'll feel it more into the back. Breathe, come back. Here's 4, come back. Here's 5. Squeeze them together and just hold. Lengthening up the body, stretch. Feel those shoulders, they're pulling down. We're lifting up, find the waistline, pull back, and gently release. Woo! Yeah, we got one more. One more. Actually won't. I was always so worried about that because I felt like I bulged when I weightlifted. I felt like I really did, but I don't think I really, I think it was just toned. And now I got this because it's gone. It's not gone, it's lessened, okay? Okay, so we're gonna go back. Here we go. This one can rest here, okay? This one we're holding, no stretch, as close as we can to the shoulder, okay? Now, we're gonna reach it out like this, squeezing shoulder blade together, and reach it out and out. Squeeze that shoulder blade. Really feel the back do the work. There's some work going on in the front of the shoulder. There's no way to disregard it. Okay, here's number 5. Take it out, hold it out, okay? Go ahead and let the thumb go back a little, holding that, squeezing that, feeling it's right underneath the shoulder blade, okay? It's a subscapularis muscle. It lines the shoulder blade, but it's underneath it. And then release. Beautifully done. How you doing? Okay, did we do too, I want to know if we did too much on that today, okay? Eagle arms. Take your right one. It's going to come under, cross as much as you can. Come to here. Garudasana is what this is in Sanskrit. You can be here. If you can't, if you're just grabbing stuff like this, it's better to be here because it's the wrists. This strains them. Okay, you don't need to strain to grab. Okay, so here's fine. You can even be here, but you're pulling that together. Elbows are going to try and lift. You're going to try and lift the hands away from the face. And then you're going to try and pull the shoulders away and down. Now tuck your chin. Oh, does anybody not feel that between the shoulder blades? Go ahead and take the ear towards the left shoulder. Tuck your chin again. Take the ear towards the right shoulder. You're still pulling the hands away from the face. You're trying to lift the elbows, but pull the shoulders down. Go ahead and come back. Now you're just going to do some little nods with your chin. Go over to one side. Come all the way back. Notice when you feel any tension in. Anybody feeling tingling in your hands? Yeah, let the elbows drop. Hands come in. Uncross. and just sit. Yeah, let that tingle in your hands. That's nerves. That means we've actually, every muscle has its own nerve, and we are just accessing. And there's some there. That just makes my hands tingle. Take it out. Other side. This time the left arm comes under. Garlandasana. Here, here, here. But there's pressure going this way. Okay. So if you can get here, perfect. Okay. I can do it better on one side than I can on the other. Okay. Lift the elbows. Pull the hands away from the face as much as they can. They may not move very much. Go ahead and pull the shoulders down. The elbows are staying up. Right. And then find and tuck with your chin. Good. Just feel that stretch. This time, will you take one ear to the shoulder? And then come up and take the other ear. And this time, it's almost like we're going to take our chin up like this, like we're pouring water out the ear behind us. And then the chin is coming all the way back to center. And we're going to pour out water on the other side. Hands are moving away from the face, and we're coming back to center. So it's like that I'm drawing along my collarbone with my chin and tipping water out my ear. And back we come. I'm drawing along my collarbone with my chin and tipping out. And come back. Go ahead and tuck the chin again. Drop the elbows. Move the hands close. Uncross. How are we doing? Is that okay? I don't want that to be too much. Okay. Let's grab our block and do a little bit on our legs. Take the block out to the side. You've done this. Okay. We're just creating a range of motion. Okay. Oh, do what we can do. Because we're using those straps quite a bit today. Go ahead and grab your straps. Take them underneath. We're just going to do one. Hold them crisscrossed. Just across your hips. Okay? So block is out to the side, foot is up on it. Okay, and you're just going to pull away. Pull away. Yeah. So one foot goes up on the block. Okay, crisscross the strap and then hold it with opposite hands so that you're pulling and crisscrossing. Okay, you can put the hands down, but find this range of motion. Oh yeah, move that out. Oh yeah. Okay, just find that resistance, that pull. Yeah, that pull, and then try to not let it close. So you pull, there's a resistance. Create your own resistance here. Pull it wide, create your own resistance. So one of the things I love about the body is that we can create that sense of resistance without really having a strap or a band. Okay, we can do it with everything. And then come all the way back, release, just wiggle through those legs. Will you kind of keep the strap here, but just take and roll through. We just want range of motion in that hip, and we haven't done a lot with them today. There you go. Great idea. Just kind of move, go out, come back in, go out. So maybe you don't have a ton of time, but I'm hoping you're at least giving yourself 10 minutes a day of movement. Okay, foot to the other side. Back up you go. Okay. Cross the straps, grab them, and pull. Let the hands come down. Okay, pull wide and back. Just pull wide. You'll find that one side has a heck of a lot more movement than the other. One is just like, this is too intense, okay? Pushing down into the block, it's not all that stable, but it really helps, because if you're not, can you see how I'm wiggling? You really have to push down with the foot, and then that block kind of stays in place. Now, take it out, resist it back. Take it out, you resist, like you're squeezing, but it's just not coming very easy. Back out, and we will do our hips this way next week, okay? I don't want to do all of you. And we don't have time. we could spend hours doing this kind of stuff. But there is, I did it years ago. Go ahead and hold it out. Yeah, and gently release and just find some jiggle and wiggle. Go ahead and tap through your feet again. They can go out and like roll through that, okay? Just lifting it up. You want strong to be able to lift. We've had this conversation. Okay. Years ago, I did this whole workshop on strengthening your legs and kind of went through each in using yoga poses to do each muscles, all of the muscles that run through the legs, because I felt my thighs were big. I didn't understand anything. And part of it had been because of my dance and the fact that they weighed me every class. And the fact that if you weren't this little skinny little thing. I'm not a skinny little thing. I'm a muscly little thing. And so anyway, all right, come around, let's move.
I have a couple of daughters-in-law who went through that. One of them still has body issues.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, let's see, I need to go this way. Make sure your chair's it's on your mat for a reason, right? Okay, and then just find that. Oh yeah, we've been sitting. Oh, so I hope that anytime you've spent time in the car, at your desk, in the temple, that you're finding time after to really stretch. Now, take your feet so they're about as wide as your chair, okay? Walk them back to where you have to stretch your arms to touch the chair, and then bend them, okay? Now, you're just gonna reach the sit bones up and pull. You're gonna feel work here and stretch here. But what I'd like you to do is feel stretch in the armpits. So you gotta hold. You might wanna bend the elbows out to the side, but you're just trying to drop your chest in between and then release. And you're just trying to stretch. So maybe you lift the elbows up, try to stretch the armpit. Because when you stretch the armpit, the shoulder has to pull on the back. Come back up and stretch again. So I'm just coming in and out. Pull back with the sit bones, use the feet. You can straighten the legs and you'll get a hamstring stretch. And then walk it back in, okay? So, homework, or find some time that you can grab on something, okay? Yes, we always want to stretch out when we sit. But this, can you see how I'm just really trying to get the armpits to lengthen? It's hard to do, okay? When we're here, it really is pulling them back and getting the chest to move in front of the arm, okay? So that's range of motion that we lose really fast. I'm amazed because I've already lost some of that range of motion. You just have to be working it. Okay, another really great way to do that is, we've done this. Go push your elbows, okay? You're in a door jamb. Your hands are stuck. Step your right foot forward, and then just pull your body, but your hands are stuck in the door jamb. So it kind of looks like this. As I step forward, my arms are staying on my chest. You can totally, if that's way intense on the front of the shoulder, just turn the palms up and you'll feel it go into the back a little more. Okay, just find that stretch on the armpits and then release, roll through. Fingers tingle again on that one, okay? Come back and let's do some sun salutations, because we have not done a lot on the spine today. Come back, stretch, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, come up onto your toes. Straighten the legs, and then bend the knees, push down, and find the curl. Come up again, find the round. Up on your toes, bend the knees, heels reach down, sit bones reach up. Curl. Come back up again, round. Bend the knees, heels down, find that curl. And then walk yourself back in, okay? So, we're going to do that 3 times with our breath. And then we'll move back in and we're gonna do all of the whole thing 3 times. Okay, so it'll look like this. Inhale, do it with me. Exhale, here, step back, find the length. Here we go. Inhale, you're gonna come up onto your toes, rounding your spine, almost straightening the legs. And then as you bend the knees, you reach the heels and you're gonna curl in the spine. And then you're gonna come up on the toes, round, then plant, and curl. Inhale, up, last one. Pull down, reach, find that curl. Come back to a neutral spine, find the length. Push down and forward with your hands so the chair doesn't move. And then walk yourself back in. And then just any kind of wiggle that feels good. That is really lengthening the spine. 2 more of those. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Step all the way back and find length in the spine. Just your normal, what we call our down dog. But make sure you're pushing your hands. They go down and forward, almost like you lift the back side of the chair up, but then you're pulling back with your hips so it doesn't lift. Go ahead and lift the heels, round through the spine, right? And then bend the knees, heels go down, sit bones go up, create a back bend. Do it again. Inhale up on the toes, legs almost straight round. Bend the knees, put the heels down, lift the sit bones, find a little bit of curl. Come all the way up. This is a round when we go this way. When we plant the heels, we curl, going the opposite way. And then go ahead. Come back to just straight, reach the back, feel the hands push forward, find a stretch in the armpits. Walk it all the way in. Take your feet as wide as your mat, or the chair, and just walk side to side. We got 1 more of those. Okay, we okay? Inhale, we go. Exhale, plant. Step back. Find the stretch. Really, this is just your down dog. Hands are pushing forward, sit bones back, heels down. Here we go. Inhale, up on the toes, almost straight legs, round, curl up. And then bend the knees, put the heels down, sit bones reach up, take a back bend. Come all the way up. Round, lengthen, bend the knees, stick the sit bones, find the curl. Okay, another one, last one. Straighten the legs, come up onto the toes. This also helps our heels push down and our ankles, lengthen up, and then from this back bend, find this just a pull back. So I'm no longer really doing a back bend, it's just my straight spine. And then walk it back in. Beautifully done. Go ahead. Oh, we okay? Okay, take a couple twists. Okay, one of the best ways to twist, I love this, it was a friend of mine, this pouring the water out of your ear. That was genius. So put your hands on your waistline, just take it over one side, feel the water pour out of the ear, and then just twist. And then come back, and then you really are dragging the chin back along that collarbone. And then try the other side. Go to the other side, pour the water out that ear. Let it just pour and then twist. Notice that all the way down this side body, clear into the thighs, and then come all the way back. Beautiful. Anything else, any movement that would feel really good? Go ahead and come onto your backs and do windshield wipers. I'm just going to turn the lights on. Grabbing your blanket, putting it under your head. Now something I haven't done, have I ever done a head hug for you guys?
Yes.
Have I done a head hug?
It's so great.
I hug your head.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna actually change this one. Get a nice feel. Bend your knees and go ahead and go side to side.
I'll turn your head.
Without turning.
Yeah, okay.
Sure. There's just something about this sensation. It's so refreshing. Do you want to get out of here? All right. Go ahead and let the knees go side to side. You can turn your head a little bit here if you want to really feel that. But feel that support from the box. There's a guy coming here, he's walking 4 massive dogs. It's like 2 per hand. 2 huskies, 3 huskies, and a German shepherd, maybe. So a head hug, for those that are watching, is really just taking the blanket here. See, let me come over here. And curling under the ends and wrapping your head. Snug it down into the shoulders so that there is just this support all the way around. Okay, it's kind of a fabulous thing to do. Take a couple of more breaths. Go ahead and hold a twist with your knees to the right. Or just hold your knees to the right in a twist. Just hold them there. See if that left rib cage can pull closer to the floor while you're in this twist. Any other movement you feel like your body needs to make, come up and hold a twist to the other side. And then will you think kind of pleasant thoughts about you, your body, the work you've done today? The willingness you have just given yourself the opportunity and been willing to just do the work of moving. I appreciate your trust. You might feel like you need to bring the knees back up and pull a knee into your chest. You can pull both of them in to your chest while you're on your back, and you can rock side to side. You'll feel a really good massage in the low back. And then if you pull the knees in and then away from yourself, you'll get a little bit of a roll through that low back. Ooh, and that just feels good. And then go ahead and put a bolster for your knees. Anything else you feel like you need? Yeah. Let yourself pause. What a gift you're giving to yourself. That's good. Isn't it funny how you know just as I pull out just a little bit more of a pull? I'll stop talking for a moment so that you can really find that pause. Sometimes the quiet seems to take so much longer than when we're busy. But it really is the same amount of time. As you go about your day and your week, please take time to practice. 10 minutes a day. If you get really bored like I do doing the same thing over and over, there's plenty of videos that you can grab, or just movement. As I watch students become more aware of what their body is doing in space and what it needs to do, that excites me more than almost anything. It's one of my biggest pluses, benefits from teaching yoga, is watching that aha come and having it become a pattern, a habit, something that is craved and needed every day. I see your goodness and your greatness, your divinity and your light. And I bow to that. Namaste.